Andrew Mack here with Trial by Combat, MMA Island, and Fight Host. Today I'm in Ridgefield, Massachusetts at Defensive Edge, the home of the F5 Fight Team. Today I'm with Fernanda Araujo. Fernanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. So tell me, how did you get into martial arts?
I started karate when I was 3 years old. And then I did for 12 years, got my black belt. And then when I was 10, I started judo. Got my black belt. Have 17 MMA fights, 10 boxing match, and I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu now.
So what pushed you into competition rather than just being a martial artist?
To be honest, I don't even remember when I started competing. But since I can remember my name, I started competing probably I was 5 years old.
So you're a competitive child?
Yeah, very much.
So what drew you to martial arts? Or were like golf or something else?
No, I started because my brother used to. My parents put my brother, and when I was 3 years old, I was watching and I started crying just to step in the mat, and the coach was like, just put her, she will quit. And then here I am.
So how's the transition from a striking art like karate to judo and jiu-jitsu?
I switched to judo because it was Olympic. Originally, my goal was to go to the Olympics. I moved here to train, help the USA team. And then, I don't know, my drive for stand-up was more than anything. And then I switched to MMA.
So how long ago was that switch?
My first MMA fight, I was 19. I'm 32 now.
So what would you say, like, something from MMA that you didn't expect going into it, that you were like, oh shit?
I think putting everything together, it's the cardio, it's completely different, it's harder, trying to put everything together, the striking, the takedowns, the grappling. That was a little bit hard in the beginning.
And you come from Brazil, right?
Yes.
So how is training in the United States for the first time, not really knowing anyone, being in a completely new environment?
First, the language was, that was the hardest part, understanding everything. But I adapt pretty well, pretty fast.
So how'd you learn English? Because I've talked to some people like Arthur, he learned English from the gym.
Yeah, from the gym, and then I went to school too. I graduated from college.
Are you here?
Yes, I have a business degree.
Nice. So how'd you balance your college time and your martial arts time? Because that's a big struggle for a lot of people like my age that try to fight, but they have college and it takes up so much time.
It was hard, I'm not gonna lie. I had to, was a little setback because full-time in school and working and trying to train judo and MMA. But you can do it. It's hard, but you have to sacrifice a lot.
So going through your amateur career, when did you get that notion that you were ready to go pro?
I don't know. I wanted to get as many fights as I could in amateur. I had 12 amateur fights, make as much mistake. And then after my 12th fight, I was like, I think I'm ready.
And how's the first professional fight for you?
It was good. It was I lost by split decision. Also, I fought 145. I'm a little short, but the weight was a little struggle. So I feel much better at 135.
So all your recent fights have been at Combat Zone. How's been fighting for Combat Zone?
It was awesome. They gave me a good opportunity, good fights. They always helped me a lot, and it's a great promotion in Massachusetts. That's for sure. So
2 fights ago, you fought in front of Dana White. You fought Callie O'Hearn. You lost a split decision, and every single media member I talked to said that you won. So what's your now? I think it's been a couple months now. What's your reflection on that fight?
Every setback comes helps you for a better comeback. I think it was a great fight. I lost to the judges, to be honest, but it gave me a lot of drive, more strength for this comeback. That's for sure.
And how was fighting at the Encore, a very big environment that's going to help you into this bigger environment in Invicta?
It was fun. It was a good experience, and was pretty cool.
And what would you say the biggest lesson from your last 2 fights is that you're going to apply to this fight going into it?
Definitely from my last fight was the weight cut. I took way more serious now. I focus a lot on my cardio, and I'm more than ready.
So how'd you get the call to Invicta?
I have been trying to get to Invicta for the past 3 years, Was a lot of setbacks, Yeah, you're gonna fight? No, you're not. and actually now it's happening, and it's amazing. It's one of the greatest opportunity that for me, for sure.
So did they reach out to you or reach out to them?
They reach out to me, yeah, to my coach, to my actually manager.
So what do you know about your opponent?
She's a Canadian. She's a striker, Muay Thai background, and a little taller. I'm always the short.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. But I think it's a good matchup.
So what was that matchup, would you say? Like pound for pound on each level of the fight game?
I think I have an advantage of my background in judo and jiu-jitsu, and for sure I'm gonna use that in my advance on this fight.
So this is your first fight for Invicta. This is her second fight for Invicta. Do you think that she views you as like the newbie coming in and maybe underestimates you because of that?
Yeah, you can say that, but definitely I have more fights than her. You know, I think she had 4 or 5 fights in her whole MMA career, and I have 17. So even though I'm new in the Invicta, it's a bigger show. But I think I'm coming strong.
So do you say your experience is going to be the key factor in this fight?
I think so. I'm gonna use the. I step way more in the ring than her, so I'm gonna use the on my side.
So of course Invicta's a much bigger show than Combat Zone, even from the Encore. Are you mentally prepared for just so many more people, all the flashing lights and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm visualizing in the future fighting for the UFC, so I'm gonna use that for the future for sure.
So when you walk out, do you see everything or do you just have tunnel vision right to the cage?
No, I'm always focused in the cage, focused on my fight, on the game, and yeah, I don't pay attention on the outside.
And what's going through your mind? What's your mindset as you walk out each fight?
It's my dream, right? That's what I chose. So I always walk in focus to do my work and put everything that I can there.
So what can the fans expect from this fight?
Be ready for a good fight, for a lot of striking, for a lot of takedowns, and I'm coming.
So if this fight goes the distance, who do you think has the advantage in the cardio?
To be honest, I'm training to go 5 rounds if I have to. So my cardio is up there, and I'm gonna leave out everything out there.
Is it a 5-round fight?
No.
Oh, okay.
But if I have to,
If the judge is like, all right, this is too good a fight,
five rounds,
let's
let's go.
And win, lose, or draw, what do you want the fans to think about you as you exit this cage?
You know, in athlete life, it's a roller coaster. You know, we have ups and downs, and I just want to leave everything that I can, all my heart out there. Win or lose, I'm coming in.
And what would you say to someone who's watching MMA for the first time? This is their first event. What would you say their pitch or your pitch to them is about you?
About me, martial arts my whole life. You know, this is my passion. This is all I have been dreaming, all I have been working, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. Come watch, support, and so you can watch many more fights.
And how does it feel to fight for a big league like Invicta right in Boston?
It's amazing, you know, even though I'm from Brazil, Boston is my second home, and I have been here for 14 years. So I feel this is my home, my second home. So it feels amazing to fight at home in front of my friends, family, my teammates, and everyone.
Besides yourself, if you could dedicate your entire fight career to one person, what would that be? Or who would that be?
God. Without him, I'm nothing, you know. If I'm alive, it's because it's my faith in God that keeps me alive, for sure.
And what would you say, as a fighter, makes you stand out from every other woman in your division?
I don't know. I think every woman that is stepping in the cage it's so important and so big, you know. I'm not different than anybody in all the women's, you know. For us to stepping in a men's environment, and little by little we're taking our spot and showing that we can do it as much and as many times as the men's, you know. It's an amazing.
So a lot of MMA fans are just straight out sexist. They don't like to watch the women's fight. They say that women's fights are boring. What would you say to those people?
I'm sorry, but I think we fight better than men's. That's for sure.
I've been martial arts for 10 years, observing like students, male and female. I feel like women almost learn a little faster than men. What would you say the reason behind that would be?
Don't take them offended, my guys, but we're more smarter. We're better coordinated, and we learn faster than men. Teaching, being a coach at teaching, we women, we're more smart. That's for sure.
Another fighter I interviewed said that men usually have an ego into the fight environment. Everyone has like a intrinsic thing, oh, I can fight, I can fight. And women are more like, I naturally can't fight, so I'm more open to learning. Would you say something like that's true?
For sure. In my coach point of view, a lot of guys come never first time and like, I can fight, I can fight. And I'm sorry, like us, we're women, we're open to learn. We're here to put our work and struggle. We're more open for advice and to learn more than for sure.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your gyms for a second. So you train Defensive Edge and Forza, right?
Yes.
So how did you find each of those gyms?
I have been here in Defensive Edge for 11 years. Mm-hmm. I just walk in one day and here I am. Forza 2, Anderson. I said I was never compete jiu-jitsu. I was never going to train jiu-jitsu until I met Anderson. And, he put a little seed. He pushed me and worked with me. And today, all my jiu-jitsu, I thank him. That's for sure.
And you mentioned you're a coach, right? How'd you go from the student to coach transition?
Was awesome, It helped me a lot on my technique learning, I always say, if you can teach, you can learn. If you learn more when you're able to teach. Mm-hmm. So was a good experience, and I want to one day build a team for myself. And it's amazing.
And what age groups do you teach?
From 3 years old to my oldest I had was 64 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So besides the obvious, like kids just being kids, what do you think the biggest thing between teaching kids and adults is?
Patience. But I don't know. I love it. Kids are more. I don't know. They're fun too, but it's a lot of mentally work, But I don't know.
So would you say you get more satisfaction out of your own martial arts career or raising other martial arts careers?
Both. I love what I do. This is all I have been doing my whole life, and I don't see myself doing other things than that. And teaching has been putting me, like my ego aside and working on my patience, It's amazing to put the work and see my student growing and being a good fighter.
So there's not many fighters that are also coaches, because being a coach is a very selfless profession. You need to give everything to your students. Being a fighter is a very selfish profession. You need to take everything that your coaches are giving. So how do you balance that selfish and selfishness?
I don't know. It's just like all my coaches have been putting so much work on myself. If I am who I am, is because every single coach helped me, gave me a little bit of their knowledge. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, and I want to give it back. So it's my way to give it back, everything that my coaches have been giving to me.
And how far do you want to go with your martial arts career?
I don't know. I want to fight until God can let me. MMA, jiu-jitsu. I want to keep fighting. I think I have a couple more years on me for MMA and a lot of years on me for jiu-jitsu. And we'll see. I don't know.
And your goal's the UFC, right?
Yes.
How do you think you stack against those UFC women?
We're getting our space out there, there's a lot of women out there in the UFC now. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, It's awesome seeing so many women out there now training and putting the work. I love it.
And being a female fighter, I always see like posts of like young girls like looking up to these really good female fighters. How does it feel to be a role model to young girls that trying to get martial arts? They look around, there's a bunch of boys, and they see the female coach.
It's amazing, I always say, even on my women's class, that like I want to build a woman's empire. Mm-hmm. It's awesome to give them like confidence and show them that we can do whatever we want. There's no such a thing as men's environment anymore. we're more than capable to fight, and it's just amazing.
Do you think it's possible for women's MMA to ever get as big as men's MMA?
For sure, I think we're getting there. It's, as I always say, you don't build an empire in a day, right? It's one step at a time, and seeing Chris Cyborg, Gina Carano, like all those women when they started, and see all the women now, it's a big step, and it's just gonna grow from here and there.
So I'm asking about some of your favorites. If you want to give a story behind it, you can give that, or you can just give the favorite move on, okay? Your favorite big league fighter.
I started because I said I was going to fight MMA because on high school, my chemistry professor showed me a video of Chris Cyborg fighting, and I knew I was going to move to America to train, and then I told him like, oh, I'm going to fight MMA, and then here I am.
Your favorite regional fighter.
Definitely Chris Cyborg, yes.
Regional, so like New England.
Oh, and New England?
Yeah, like someone that fights like Cage Titans Combat Zone, that type of thing.
I like Calvin Kattar, for sure.
Your
Yes.
favorite submission.
My favorite submission? Ugh, I don't know. I don't have a favorite one.
How about top three then?
Top three. Definitely armbar, triangle, and... A guillotine, yes, that's good.
Keep it basic. Basics work.
Yes!
Basics win
I
fights.
have been... That's what I do on my nogi. I forgot about that.
Your favorite food to eat after the weigh-in, before the fight. So still a little bit healthy, but you have more freedom to eat.
Definitely after I make weight, I always eat pasta. Bolognese, yes.
And then after the fight, when you can eat anything you want.
I love chocolate. Yes.
What type?
Any type of chocolate. Just give me chocolate.
Your favorite fight to watch that's not one of your own.
My favorite fight to watch? To be honest, I don't have a favorite one, I like all fights. You can learn a lot, different styles. I don't have a favorite, to be honest.
And do you have a favorite one of your fights?
My favorite one of my fights? To be honest, I don't watch any of my fights.
All right, how about the fight you had the best feeling after then? Which fight did you feel the best after?
I like the fight against Kylie. It was a good fight,
Yes.
It was a good 3-5 minute round, and a lot of blood for the first time. So yes, I was proud of myself.
And if you could give a message to yourself the day that you went pro, what would that message be?
Oh. Focus on a diet. And cardio. And that's it.
Any shout-outs you want to give? Any sponsors?
Yes, I want to give to everybody that have been helping me a lot, De La Russo, my father, Sensei Josh, Anderson, Vincent, Andy, everyone, like all my sponsors. I can't remember all of them.
They're on the back
Sorry.
shirt, right? I think.
No, there's way more
There's
than
more
that.
than this?
I'll give you the names and you can put it.
Okay, I'll just put a graphic up or
Yes.
something. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.